Hello, this is Yogeshwar again, and I'm back with another video on Saturn transit. As you all know, that Saturn is presently in the zodiac sign of Libra, and it will be transiting, or it'll be moving into the zodiac sign of Scorpio on November the 2nd, 2014. And it will be staying there for approximately 2.5 years. As you all know, that Saturn transits the entire 12 zodiac signs for approximately 30 years, so it stays in one zodiac sign for approximately 2.5 years, and people are very keen to know what its effect will be, because it's a major transit, more so because Saturn is a malefic of the malefics, and people are pretty skeptical, scared as to what Saturn's effect will be during this 2.5 years period. Now, in our previous videos, we did discuss about the effect of Saturn transit on the zodiac signs of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, both for the moon signs as well as for the ascendants. And once again, I'm here to tell you about people with the ascendant of Cancer, as you see number 4 on the screen here on the ascendant. And also, as per the scriptures, as per the ancient scriptures, the gochara, or the transit, mostly is looked from the moon sign. So I will recommend people with both the moon sign of Cancer and the ascendant of Cancer should look at this video and see the effect of Saturn on the ascendant as well as the moon sign, based on the transit which is happening on November the 2nd, 2014 for 2.5 years. Once again, the scriptures describe that it'll be more relevant for people with the moon sign because the transits, or gochara as it is called in Sanskrit, is mainly looked at through the moon sign. But still, recent astrological research have proved that yes, Saturn does affect for the ascendant sign as well. So what will be the effect of Saturn for the moon sign and the zodiac sign as an ascendant of Cancer on November the 2nd for 2.5 years? As you can see on the screen, the arrow is pointing. Saturn will be moving from the 4th house into the 5th house. And what does the 5th house represent? 5th house represents children, intelligence, and also pleasures. So these are very 3 important things. 5th house is about prarabdha. It's a house of prarabdha. It's a very karmic house. And when Saturn moves into it, because Saturn is a karmic planet, it is moving into the karmic house. It is there to give you results based on your karma. So Saturn being a malefic for everyone, rather, as we know, it is going to be moving into the 5th house. So you can expect some kind of problems related to the 5th house issues, like children. So you will have to probably face a little more challenge, I would say, as far as children is concerned. You may have to invest more time in their studies, just be with them a little more, make sure they're okay, make sure of their health, make sure they're going in the right direction, because these are the problems which people of the moon sign of Cancer and also of the ascendant of Cancer may be facing. Another thing which represents the 5th house is it's a house of pleasure. So that area, Saturn being a malefic and being a planet which takes people away into isolation, so that is also going to affect the 5th house of pleasures. So you may see some challenge there. So, well, be ready. Not a whole lot of vacations, not a whole lot of fun, not a whole lot of other social activities where fun is the prime motive may be experienced here. There may be some kind of a loneliness in that aspect, so one has to be very careful. And of course, you don't have to worry about these challenges because there are remedies. One has to consult, or I'll recommend you should consult an expert Vedic astrologer to find remedies. And another thing is, like I have mentioned in my earlier videos, is Saturn is not the only planets. There may be other planets which are transiting in your chart, which may be good for you. So if Saturn is giving you some challenging effects or bad effects, other planets in their transit may be giving you good effects. So don't just take this analysis based on just Saturn's transit only. But yes, as far as Saturn is concerned, it will be a challenging time as far as fifth house matters are concerned. Another relationship of the fifth house is with higher intelligence. So, you know, people who are in search of higher intelligence, they may feel a challenge during this transit as far as Saturn is concerned. But like I said, you know, other planets may be transiting for the ascendant of Cancer and for the moon sign of Cancer. So don't just worry about this Saturn. Of course, Saturn is a major transit. It's very, very important. I will not deny that. And then you may be also going through a dasha or a period or a antardasha or a sub period or a pratyantardasha or a sub period, which may be favorable for you. So all these things are going to be balanced. If the transit is bad, and if the dasha or the period is bad, and if other transits related to other planets are bad as well, that of course is a major challenge and a major problem. But normally it doesn't happen. Sometimes certain planets, malefic planets transit, they may be giving a bad effect. Other planets may in transit may be giving a good effect. The dashas or the periods may be good or bad. So it's always a mix of that. So always remember that. So don't get freaked out when I'm telling you that it will be a challenging period for Cancer ascendant and Cancer moon sign people as far as the transit of Saturn goes on November 2nd, 2014, from the zodiac sign of Libra into the zodiac sign of Scorpio, which will be the fifth house for Cancer ascendant and Cancer moon sign people. And people who are aware of astrology, they would understand what a moon sign is. Just look at your birth chart, your Rashi chart or a natal chart, and see if moon is sitting in the house of Cancer, that is your moon sign. And if you see number 4 as an ascendant, as you see on the screen, then your ascendant is Cancer. So it's pretty simple. And as we all know, Saturn does come to reward us for our good deeds. It's a karmic planet, and it also comes for punishing us for our bad deeds. So it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because during this present day and age, we may be accumulating a lot of bad deeds because of the kind of society we are living in, and that will be just too much at the fag end of our lives to handle. So Saturn comes in regular periodic intervals through transits, through dashas, through sardesatis, through other things, to cleanse us of any kind of a bad deeds we may have done, or any bad deeds that we may have accumulated. So it's kind of a blessing, I would say. So as far as the fifth house is concerned, yes, it will be a challenging time. If you go into the aspect, the third house aspect, it will be aspecting the seventh house. It will be kind of neutral. It will be bad and good. It may not be as much as challenging, but yes, when there is a transit in the seventh house of Saturn, it is kind of a challenging, related to marital affairs and relationship affairs and business affairs, because business also relates to partnerships. So that will be a challenging time, but not so, because Saturn does not actually give that bad of an effect, even in a transit for the seventh house. So I would say it's kind of a neutral. Again, as far as the seventh house aspect is concerned, it will be aspecting the 11th house, which kind of, 11th house again may not be that bad. Sometimes Saturn gives good effects sitting in the 11th house based on what Rashi you are and what ascendant you are and what degrees it is. So do not worry about the 11th house, which is a house of income. That will not be a very challenging period for people with the ascendant of Cancer or the moon sign of Cancer is concerned. And as far as the 10th house aspect is concerned, it will be aspecting the second house, which again will be a challenging house, because the second house represents wealth and family. So that may create some problems in that area as well. So overall, I would say it is a challenging period. It is a challenging period for the next 2.5 years starting November the 2nd. But there is good news, because it may not affect that adversely in the 7th house, or the 7th house related matters related to marriage and partnerships and relationships. It may not give that kind of a bad effect related to 11th house, which means related to income of a person. And there is a slight challenge related to the 2nd house matters, which is wealth and family. But once again, I will recommend go and get a remedy done through an expert Vedic astrologer. I mean, there is a way out for any kind of a challenge. And you may be experiencing a great Mahadasha or a main period, so that'll kind of balance the challenging effect of Saturn. You may be having good planets, benefic planets transiting your good houses, so that'll balance out the negative aspect of Saturn. So hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I will meet you in another video in my next session. Thank you. In the meanwhile, I will recommend, please subscribe to my channel below, and also check out my website. There is a link below, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.